Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Roholan Abisora from In English Please, and I welcome you to a very comprehensive lesson. This video is about tense, and it's the first episode of the English tenses, and we're gonna go over the introduction and the definition of tense. So before we get started, remember to hit subscribe and click the bell for the recent updates, and join me on Facebook and Instagram. So let's start today's lesson. Okay, in grammar, tense means time. When we talk about tense, we talk about time. So what is tense? Tense is a verb form which shows when an action has happened. Now, before giving you guys the illustrations and examples, what is a verb form? In English, a verb has different forms. For example, the base form, the past form, the participle form, the present and the past participle forms, and the infinitive form. So, tense is manifested or described by the verb form. For example, if you think of a verb like speak, speak is a base form, or it's a base verb. The past form is spoke, which is verb 2, and the past participle form is spoken. Present participle form is speaking. So these are all verb forms. So a tense is described or manifested by the verb form. Now, tense expresses two things. Number one, TA. Number two, TA. So what is this TA? Tense expresses the time of an action and the type of an action. The time of the action means that is the action in the present, is it in the past, or it's in the future. The kind of the action expresses that is the action permanent, is it temporary, is it single, is it completed, or it's incomplete. So these are all the things that tense expresses. The next thing that we have to know is the types of tense. How many tenses do we have in the English language? Every language consists three main tenses: present, past, and future. But there are some languages that are tenseless. For example, most of the Chinese languages are tenseless. They don't have any tense. But in the English language, we have three main tenses: present, past, and future. And these three tenses are categorized to four other sub-tenses, which are present simple, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous. Same is with the past. Past simple, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. And the last one is future, future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous tense. So on the whole, we have 12 active tenses in the English language. And we're gonna study these 12 tenses in this series. But in this video, everything is about the tense, the definition of tense. Now, the important thing is that what things should we study about the tense? I mean, when we start to study a tense, for example, present simple tense, what things should we know? Now, I'm going to tell you, we have to know two things in each tense. Number one, the structure of the tense. Number two, the usage of the tense. What is structure? Structure is the formation of sentences. Or in other words, we can say structure is a sentence pattern. It tells us how to form the sentences, the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative forms. Now, in each structure, we have subject, which is either the doer of an action or the beginner of a sentence. We have a verb, which expresses a state or an action. And we have a complement that completes the meaning of a sentence. It can be one word or it can be a group of words used after the verb. Number 2 is usage. Usage tells us when to use and how to use the tense. For example, when we talk about present continuous tense expresses an action which is in progress at the moment of speaking. So this tells us that when we talk about an action which is in duration at the moment, we have to use present continuous tense. All of these things are expressed by usage. Okay, let me remind you again, this is a very comprehensive series of English tenses. This was the first episode, and the next episodes we're gonna study the 12 English tenses. But for today, I think that's enough. These were all the things about tense, the introduction and the definition of tense. I hope you learned them, and don't forget to hit subscribe and click the bell for the recent updates. Bye everybody!